Quidditch Fest. There you are. I have a couple of questions I've been dying to ask you. What's the crack? Do you think about food? I think I love it. I knew it. Me too. I'm pretty much always thinking about where I'm going to get my next meal. Do you like sports? I love them. Brilliant. So do I. That must be why we get along so well. Sports and food are two of the best things in life. What's with all the questions? What's got you so excited? The big news: Dumbledore's going to make an announcement soon. I heard from Penny that she heard from Madam Hooch that it has to do with sports and food. Some kind of new Hogwarts themed food for athletes. I suppose that could be it, but we'll find out soon enough. Come on, let's find our seats. The school is holding a school-wide feast in honor of the Quidditch teams. I bet it feels good to have a whole big feast thrown in your honor, since you enjoy both food and sports. It's like the event is designed just for you. Special performance from the Frog Choir, and Dumbledore also mentioned a special guest. I'm not sure, but I know who may have a guess. She's quite clever at reading between the lines and thinking outside the box. She took off rather quickly after the announcement. Perhaps she knows something we don't, so let's find Tulip. There's quite a crowd here. I think Bonamy may have spread the word a bit. Guess we are not the only ones interested in learning who the special guest is. More people haven't been able to guess. It's quite straightforward when you consider the clues. It was full of clues as to who the special guest was. I know how he likes to do things, always a bit obscure, a bit indirect. If we go over Dumbledore's clues together, I bet you can guess the guest. Based on our conversation, it seems the guest could be Ludo Bagman, Celestina Warbeck, or Grenard Jones. Also fits the bill, as Andre suggested. Detective Oak, I think you have almost got it. Out of the names you said, it is exactly who I think it is, and I'll tell you who, but I want to hear your guess first. It's got to be Ludo Bagman. I've read a bit about him. Apparently he's a bit of a gambler, and he's known to dupe players with fake gold. Some might consider that a bit unscrumptious. Quidditch player have a knack for clever tricks. You'd be brilliant at Quidditch, Tulip. After all, it's not just a game of bronze, it's a game of brain. Quidditch requires such a wide range of skills. Everyone here would do well at it in their own way. And perhaps you should all try out for the team next year and see how you do. Wait, why wait? We could hold an opponent friendly on the training grounds right now. Sounds brilliant idea. In fact, the more we talk about it, the more excited I get. I think we have got to do this. Prepping the training grounds for Quidditch friendly will be quite the undertaking. Do you really have that kind of time? The feast is supposed to be quite soon. Don't worry, I can handle getting the training ground set up on my own. If you are going to do it, it may be best to get Dumbledore's approval first. I bet he'll approve. I mean, it was his idea that we all get excited about Quidditch. Since we agree it's a brilliant idea, perhaps you could see what he thinks before I set everything up. Thanks for agreeing to talk with me. I won't take much of your time. Penny is interested in holding in Quidditch friendly for our friends. I said it was a brilliant idea, but we wanted to clear it with you first. But I'm afraid I can't discuss a friendly with you now. You have got me in the middle of dealing with an urgent problem. What is it? Perhaps we could talk it through together. Perhaps discussing my problem will I see the special guest for the feast has cancelled, and now you have got to think of a replacement. Many heads are better than one, just as ask a wound spell. If I can, Tulip and I were discussing the guests might be. I came up with a short list of possibilities. Luther Bagman, Celestina Warbeck, Grenog Jones. I thought perhaps you had invited Bagman, and Tulip agreed. None of those that you listed, though each would make a fine guess. In fact, I believe you have solved my problem. We could invite someone in from your list. Who would you be most excited to see at the feast? We've seen Jones and Warbeck back enough, so let's go with Bagman. Tulip was particularly excited about meeting Bagman, so perhaps we should invite him. Interesting choice. Among other things, I'll write to him immediately. Thank you for your help. Sometimes the most powerful problem solvers is a simple conversation. I'll gladly grant you and your friends permission to stage a friendly. Just promise me you'll be safe. When she's done, we'll put the friend in friendly. I'll see you later at the Quidditch feast. Oh, it's full pots? God damn. What the hell happened? The training grounds are a wreck. What happened? I was hoping you might be able to tell me. Penny said she was setting up the Quidditch friendly, but this looks like more like a Quidditch disaster. Don't worry, I can help you clean up and look for clues. The goalpost suggests Penny was set for the friendly, and the marks on the ground look like some kind of fall. It could be the aftermath of a friendly gone wrong, but I'd be surprised if they didn't wait for me. It can be quite competitive. Perhaps your friend's friendly turned into fate. Or someone fell. Then again, something much more sinister may have occurred, perhaps at the hand of a jealous party. What do you think? What's the most likely explanation? My friends are quite responsible. The only explanation for this is sabotage. There's been an uptick in injured students in the hospital I believe so. I overheard McGonagall saying the hospital beds were completely full. If what you're saying is true, that could mean my friends are in the hospital. I hope they're not terribly injured. I'll hurry there and there and see if everyone is alright. I saw the mess at the training grounds. What happened? I thought someone might have sabotaged your friendly. Is that what happened? Penny? She isn't talking. She hasn't sensed the incident. Well, you're injured too. We all are. Barnaby and Penny. It was a bit of a disaster. How? Tell me everything. So you had everything set up, but you lost control and collided with Barnaby. We were killing time, goofing around, and clumsy me. I didn't see him coming. I sprained both ankles, and Barnaby got pretty banged up. But we got off easy. Could have been much worse. I still don't know. After we fell, she hurried over to heal us. She cast a spell and then collapsed. She won't speak to anyone. She won't even look at us. That sounds bad. Someone as clumsy as I am never should have tried to play Quidditch. Okay, let me pick the option. There we go. It was an accident. It was no one's fault. Suppose it does make me feel a bit better to think of it that way. Your injuries do seem minor. I assume you can be healed rather quickly. It's coming soon. We wouldn't want this little hiccup to prevent you from joining. How could that be? We haven't seen Madame Pomfrey since we got here. But there were so many patients, it's unlike her to leave students waiting. She gave us a bit of Pomfrey's pick-me-up to tide us over until she would be back. Before she left, however, she said we may not all be healed in time to make it to the feast. I don't fully understand myself, but that's what she said. Perhaps there's more to the story. I don't see why we can't all get fixed up in time for the feast. There you are. I was hoping to ask you about my friends in the hospital room. They will all be alright. If you'll excuse me, I'm in the middle of something rather urgent. I won't be healed in time for the feast. I only wanted to prepare them for a potential outcome. This concerns more people than just you. I need to brew several healing potions. If you'll tell me what's going on, perhaps I can help. But if you mean what you're saying, I could certainly use that extra hand. Tell me everything. If we work together, we can heal everyone. I see you are dealing with a full hospital and all on your own. You ever had a triage student care, so the more complex injuries are treated first? It's precisely because your friend's injuries are relatively minor that they'll have to wait. Madame Pomfrey is away this week for visiting family, so this couldn't have come at a worse time. It would certainly help, but there's still no guarantee we'll have your friends healed. We have lost a lot of time already. I admire your attitude. Before we begin, tell me, how comfortable are you with diagnosing and healing wounds? I'm alright with it. Then perhaps you can help me with some of the easier ones that will still help me move things along. And then you can heal minor injuries, but it isn't easy. You'll need to focus. The last thing we need to do is more damage. I'll ask Professor Flitwick to help me study it. After that, I can help heal my friends. Sent me to ask for a small favor. You have caught me in the middle of tuning the frogs for the frog choir. We have prepared a brief solo for Miss Snarn. She has a lovely voice. The feast is exactly what I wanted to talk to you about, sir. The hospital inn is overloaded already, and to make things worse, Pomfrey is away visiting family. I'm pitching in to help McGonagall diagnose and heal students. As you, I'm confident that means everything will be alright. This is my first time hearing of this. Perhaps there's some way I can help. You can help me study the Vulnerus Saint Tento. Once I'm confident in that spell, I can heal minor injuries. The cryo is about to rehearse our repertoire for the feast, so we'll have to provide the background noise. Thanks for the lesson. I think I'm ready to try the spell. But before you put the walk in the hospital in, let me test your knowledge. Must be recited how many times? I don't fucking know. It needs to be recited 2 times. That's not correct, right? It's the first time slows the blood, second time begins the healing process. If you want your friends to be fully healed, you need to get this right. Try again. So 3 times. The first slows the blood, second clears the residue and starts the healing, and the third knits the wound. If you are ready to get started in the hospital room, I'll head there now. There you are. I trust you were able to study. Professor Flitwick was quite obliging, and I'm ready to get to work. I took the liberty of triaging our injured students, and I've already begun my work with the most critical. Tend to Miss Tonks' injured ankles next, and while I do, you can heal Mr. Lee's wound. You'll see he acquired many cuts and scrapes in his fall. He seems to be asleep, but that shouldn't keep you from effectively treating him. I'll do that right now. Alright, this will only take a moment. It's working, only 2 more incantations left. Fuck yeah. We'll give him some gilly water soon. Fudge off. There we are. Whenever you wake up, you should feel much better. Rest up, we'll be enjoying the feast together in no time. I've tried treating Miss Tonks. She'll need a little time to fully recover, but she'll be alright. The last patient we need to treat is Miss Hayward. Now, she is not seriously injured, but I can't administrate further care if she won't turn over. I thought perhaps you may be able to convince her. I'll do my best. What's wrong? She seems quite upset. A Quidditch injury can do quite a number on a young person. I experienced a rather substantial Quidditch injury myself. Perhaps hearing your story could help her. Thank you for talking with me and for sharing your story. I knew you were a competitive player, but I didn't know how serious your injuries were. I was starting to worry that she may not be able to. Sometimes all I need when we are hurt or upset is to have our friends nearby who will talk with us. I was ashamed to face you all when Bonmi and Tonks fell. I was so shaken up. I made a grave error. To heal the wounds, but I confuse Fula, the banishing charm, with Phonuculus to make things worse. I didn't even notice that I was holding my wand backwards. But that would mean, Penny, did you cast Pimple Jinx on yourself? Promise you won't laugh? Oh, Penny. I can't go to the Quidditch feast like this. I can't bear for anyone to see me, and what's worse, not only am I covered in boils, but it's all my fault. I try so hard to make sure nothing like this ever happens. It's also embarrassing. It'll be easier said than done, I'm afraid. Q for boils is in high demand by students year round, and I'm afraid Pomfrey's stores are empty. Much time to help Haywood before the feast. We'll have to make sure we do this right. What do you think is the best way of handling our current situation? We could ask Snape for some, that's a good idea, and it's only the quickest solution. Snape provides Pomfrey with the potion in question. That means he must be out as well. We'll have to brew some, but there is one problem. Most of the ingredients are here in our win, but with the exception of Shrake's spines, those can be quite hard to come by. Fortunately, I have to stay here and help our patients. We'll need to think of who nearby may have some. Hagrid. Even if he doesn't have spines, Hagrid will know where to acquire some. If you go now, perhaps he can show you where he found those spines. Thanks for meeting me out here. This place is brilliant. I can hardly believe we are still so close to Hogwarts. Take a deep breath. Smell the salty air. Smells like Shrakes. If you ask me, it sounds like McGonagall caught you up and saying you're on a hunt for some Shake spines so you can brew the cure for boils. But Shrakes' spines do sometimes get knocked loose by the nets of the Muggles fishermen. I found a few along the shore here in the past. It's a good place to check in a pinch. Couldn't put it better myself. We have a better chance of finding them out here than taking to the high seas. You are the expert. If this is the best chance, let's get to work. I'll search this side and you search over there. I found them. There were several Shriek spines tangled up in its scalp. I knew you would find them. You have the best luck of anyone I've ever known, don't you think? I have alright luck, I guess. I'd say your luck is more just alright. Thanks for your help, and now that I have the spines, I better get going. I should hurry to potions where I can brew the cue for boils. I've been waiting for you. I didn't expect to see you here. Is everything alright? So I was just in the hospital room visiting our friends. I couldn't get a word out of Penny. I wanted to help. McGonagall said to meet you here. Since you are here, I'm guessing you and Hagrid found the Shrek spines. I've got them right here. Brilliant. Gave me the other ingredients we'll need to brew. It's fairly standard potion, but it's been a while. I can't do it alone. It's been too long since our lesson. Then it's a good thing I'm here. I'll help you every step of the way. You got the cauldron going, and I'll use my grains recipe to do a quick pickle on the Shrek recipe. Pink smoke is rising from the cauldron. That means the cure for boils is a success. You said you couldn't brew it alone, but I barely helped. You did a brilliant job. I better get going. There isn't much time until the feast. I'll take this potion back to the hospital room and start getting ready for the feast. Hi Penny, I got great news. We brewed the potion. If it works, we should have you queued in no time. Speaking of Quidditch, I see you have some visitors. I know it's absolutely dreadful. What do you mean? I'm a die-hard Quidditch fan, and Sky Parkin is one of my all-time favorite players. You have got to keep them away from my bedside. I do, in fact, I'm dying to ask Sky all about her favorite matches. This day couldn't get any worse. Perhaps I can help you in two ways. Once I can keep them from your bedside by asking them to tell me a few of their favorite stories. That way you can listen in and get the thrill of a visit without having to reveal the situation. I don't know what I'd do without you, so sit tight, I'll see what I can do. I was just telling Sky there's a 32.57% chance of you being here. We heard rumors of an amateur Quidditch player tearing it up on the training grounds. It's nice and all, but I think the best way to celebrate Quidditch is to play it. We wanted to meet the brave souls who would do such a thing. After all they have been through, this group might think twice before joining the team. Perhaps if you shared a few of your favorite feats from the Quidditch field, you could attempt them. Happy to oblige. I do. I have so many. In fact, it's hard to know where to start. Then let's hear your favorite stories. Thanks for sharing some of your favorite stories. I knew Quidditch could be dangerous, but I didn't know how dangerous. It makes me feel better about my collision with Barnaby. Very much so. In fact, 98% of players experience some manner of collision or mishap. We could go on, but it seems we have talked ourselves right out of time. It was nice talking with you all. Smashing job out there. Did you hear that? The feast is about to begin. We better get you queued so you can attend. I couldn't stand for them to see me like this, and that stories. It's nothing. Now drink the potion. Let's see if it works. I'm too nervous to look at myself. How do I look? We need a little more time, but it's working. I'm worried that would be the case. Cure for boils works a treat, but it doesn't always work quickly. I'll have to stay here until I'm fully healed. Tail will be disappointing, but I simply can't appear in public while I still look like this. I'm stuck here. Perhaps it's better if I stay and keep them company. Honestly, I was so excited, and when I saw Sky, I leapt out of bed thinking I was alright, but I fell straight away. I guess he's still recovering as well. There's no telling when he'll be done resting. Must be some way to get you all to the feast. It wasn't for nothing. You wanted to help us, and you did. It's not your fault if we missed the feast. There must be something we can do. Perhaps there's some way to expedite the healing process. I'll go find McGonagall. I was hoping I might get a word with you before the feast. It was, of course, not your responsibility, but you helped in the win. Hospital win has been invaluable. But there's a problem. I gave Penny the cure for boils and it improved her some, but her blemishes haven't all gone away. Still having trouble getting around, and Barnaby's still resting. You did, but they were quite excited to celebrate the Quidditch teams. That's how we wound up in this mess. But you cannot rush the healing process, even under the influence of magic. Our bodies are unique. Each of us heals at our own pace. I'm not sure what I could do to compete with a Hogwarts feast. When I had my Quidditch injury, I missed a great deal of social events. It wasn't always glamorous, but it did more to lift my spirits than any school function ever could. Perhaps I can still make the day a memorable one if they are stuck in the hospital one. I've got it. If my friends can't make it to the feast, I can bring the feast to them. I'll decorate the hospital room and bring them food and drink from the 3 broomsticks. That way we can all celebrate together, even if they are all stuck in bed. You have come up with quite a thorough plan: food, drinks, and decorations and company. What do you think your friends will most enjoy? The food and drinks. That is the big selling point of any feast, of course. I normally wouldn't condone a party being thrown in the hospital in, but I do believe these are special circumstances. Thank you, I'd better get started. I'll travel to the 3 broomsticks first and make sure to get all the food. Marimoto, I have a big favor to ask you. My friends are in the hospital wing, and they are going to miss the celebratory feast. I want to throw them their own feast in the hospital with food and drink from the 3 broomsticks. But I'm afraid I've got my hands full. What is it this time? Meal for some ministry officials. As you can see, they have left quite a mess. Anything until I've got this all cleaned up. If you can help. I'll help you clean. Brilliant, of course you are willing. It's in your nature to help when you can. Oh, now let's get started. Brilliant, the place looks good as new. With your help, it went quite quickly, and you own that rare batch of butterbeer. Thanks, I'd better be on my way. With food and drink secured, it's time to focus on decorations. I may actually be able to help you with that too. Of course, it's the least I can do after all you did for me. The wizard who hosted the ministry gathering left us with this mess. Does a bit of party planning. He's quite inventive when it comes to decorations. If you catch up to him, you could get help from him. He's Cadmus, and he's funny enough. He works in the accidents and catastrophes. Don't ask me what that has to do with decorations. People contain multitudes. He was planning to take a stroll through town. Brilliant, I'll go now. Look for a wizard in a flat black hat. Odds are it's him. Just let him know all the work you did to clean up after him. Thank you. I'm off to look for Cadmus in Hogsmeade. Streets are packed with witches and wizards. How am I supposed to find Cadmus? Was Moto said for a wizard in the black hat. You must be Cadmus. You work in the Department of Accidents and Catastrophes at the Ministry. Who are you, may I ask? I'd like to help, but I can't do favors for every young wizard who approaches me on the street. I'm not just any young wizard. I'm a friend of Rosmota's, and I just helped her clean up after a huge meal shared by you and your friends. Bad, I hardly noticed. I was so busy entertaining. When it comes to parties, I have a tendency to get carried away. A party exactly what I could use your help with. We are holding a feast for the Quidditch teams at Hogwarts, but my friends are too injured to attend. Planning to throw them a makeup feast in the hospital inn, and I need help with decorations. I'm already brimming with ideas. Just here in the world Quidditch next to the world decorations, I can make snitch themed bunting, bludger balloons, or hanging paper brooms. Which do you want? Let's go with the snitch themed bunting. I've never played Quidditch myself, but I've always wanted to catch a snitch. I'll get those decorations made and sent straight to the hospital, and as I spent a bit of time there myself when I was a student. It was a pleasure to meet you. I apologize again for the mess. I'd better be off. I'm hoping to catch a train, but I heard a celebrity is passing through town soon. If it's true, the train station is going to be absolutely mobbed. With the Quidditch feast set to begin soon, I think I know exactly who it's going to be. It's Ludo Bagman. He's here for the Hogwarts feast. If I hurry to the station, I can convince him to pay a visit to my friends. Seems the train just arrived and something to someone got the crowd quite excited. Cadmus mentioned there would be a celebrity here. I'll see if I can break through the crowd. If it's Ludo Bagman, I can invite him to our makeup feast. Excuse me, I really must be going. I'm on my way to Hogwarts. This way, Mr. Bagman, I can get you to Hogwarts. Well, I guess he looks respectable enough for a stranger and plausibly student-aged. I'm a student at Hogwarts. I assume you are here to attend the Quidditch feast. It was my idea to invite you, so I have several friends who would very much like to meet you. And that's the thing, not all of them can make it. Some are still recovering from a Quidditch friendly gone wrong. That sounds quite unfortunate. I'm throwing them a feast to lift their spirits. I was hoping you might be willing to visit them as well. I have a lot of feasting to do, you understand? You make a strong case. I mean, every word that if you visit my friends in the hospital inn, they'll forget there was a feast to miss. Not only will they be delighted, but word of your kindness will spread. Your friends will be impressed. It will make me look quite good as well. Everyone wins. Which of those three comes the most appealing to you? I'm just happy to delight my friends. It's a hard time for them right now. People think just because you're inventive with the rules in poker that you're cheating. I call it ingenuity. But now that my dance card is completely full, we'd better get going to Hogwarts. When you arrive at the inn, my friends won't believe all I have done for them. They will be thrilled. Where the hell's your friends? Place looks brilliant. Cadmus really came through with the decorations. Oh, Barnaby. I hope you like them. You're awake? That's right. Just in time, too. It seems we have a visitor. I take it this is one of your injured friends. Barnaby was injured, but now he seems to be feeling better. Thanks to Docos, I woke up from a long nap feeling like a galleon of galleons. When the decorations and food and drink arrive, I thought I'd help out. How nice of you, but now that you're on your feet, will you be attending the Quidditch feast? I'd much rather stay put and spend some quality time with my good friends. Speaking of your friends, perhaps it's time I meet everyone. I'm sure that you'll enjoy the story. I'll introduce you to my friends, and we can get to know Ludo Bagman. This really has turned out quite special, and it's all thanks to you. We got personal attendance with Ludo Bagman. It doesn't get much sweeter. It's rare batch of butterbeer. It's exquisite. When it was clear you wouldn't make the feast, I thought perhaps I could lift your spirits. We won't forget all you have done. I hate to interrupt, but we may have a quick word with Mr. Dan. Is everything alright? It's more than alright. I told everyone all you did to care for your friends, and they were quite impressed. Only did you heal the wounds, you went above and beyond to lift the spirits, and you forwent the satisfaction of a school feast just so you could help them. It's quite admirable, and thank you for saying that after everything you have done. What will you remember most about this experience? Helping my friends. I knew you'd say something like that. That's why we have brought you a special gift for all your trouble. It's a unique bottle that contains essence of dittany, and it's a gift from all of us. May it be of use in difficult times. Thank you. Now go and enjoy the feast with your friends.